Welcome, everyone, to Logan, Utah and the Beehive State. We're here at Maverick Stadium, home to the Utah State Aggies, and eager for this clash. Today, we're set for a clash between these two rivals from the Mountain West. As we'll see, the UNLV Rebels taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Utah State Aggies. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Utah State lined up, ready to deliver the opening kickoff. From inside the 15, here comes the return. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. So the UNLV Rebels offense will get the first possession of the game. This has an old school feel to it as this running back makes his way onto the field and all eyes are fixed. They are glued on him.
Yeah, the old school, because nowadays it's usually quarterbacks and the other guys that get all the attention, but this guy's so good. He is the focal point. He's the guy everybody's looking to. He's the tone setter. He's the physical bell cow for this team. He will get the rock early and often.
A third and long coming up here. He's looking downfield to throw. Fires to the tight end. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. The Rebels will call on their punt team. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. The Aggies offense will go to work for the first time today. And they seem to believe that they can take big plays away and man coverage by just locking him up in this matchup, David.
Yeah, and it's hard to lock down a great wide receiver, but a great defensive...
He's going to take a shot right away. Oh, he can't hang on to the football. A big play sitting right there for the taking, and they can't get it done early in this one. He'll pull it on the read. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. Utah State up-tempo. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. They've got the screen set up. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. He gets his first one of the day out of there. They used him 3 times in that loss last week. UNLV ready to go back to work on offense. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
We'll see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. It's 3rd and 5. Off the play fake. Coming after him. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
Well, this defense looked pretty good last week. Of course, they had 2 sacks, and their coaching staff told us they really wanted to be able to build on that. Great news, they've already registered a sack here early in this game.
And the Rebels decide to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. On the return, it's Turner. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. The give from the gun. Sweet feet on the move. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line. Now the play fake. It falls incomplete, and that'll do it for the quarter. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm as we start the second quarter. Now staring at a third down. From the gun, wants to pass. What a snag by the defense. Didn't let him get loose on the return, but he'll take it as they have the ball at the 47.
What a nice catch by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception, catching the ball, making a big play.
Guys, the running Rebels offense ready to go back to work. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for the position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again, create some momentum, just get a few first downs, and I'm in scoring position.
He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Quick strike complete. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. The Rebels will punt this one away. And it looks as if this one's going to carry into the end zone for a touchback. And now the offense will come onto the field again. He leaves it with his back. And he knocked him down after a gain of 3 to the 23. Utah State up-tempo. On second down, just keeps firing. Shoots it to the left. A beautifully placed ball to the outside and the toe drag for the big pickup. The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down.
When you're going to run a comeback route, you've got to sell like you're going deep, and that was a great job there by the receiver, really making that corner think.
And the quarterback is snowed under.
Yeah, and this has been a struggle for this offense, protecting their quarterback. It's priorities, mission number one, right? Every single game you go into. Last week, I think a lot of the reason they lost was because they gave up so many sacks and hits on their quarterback.
They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. From the gun, the running back has it. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. The clock has stopped, and we've reached the 2-minute warning before halftime. Utah State will be forced to send out the punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll call for the fair catch here. The UNLV offense ready to return to the field. They've had to punt the last couple of times they've had it, David, now trying to put something together.
Well, Reese, you know how much I love punters and kickers. Like, you don't want to see them very often. Those are not guys that we want to see on the field. We want to do something else and be a little bit more productive offensively here.
And I think, David, on this drive, the quarterback's just got to settle down. These last few drives, looks like he's seeing ghosts. We've seen him force the football. He's missed a couple throws. He needs to just take a deep breath and play within himself.
They'll rush to the line. Clock stopped for the first down. They'll set the chains and wind the clock. Looking to move it through the air. That's caught. It's Thompson. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout called. Line getting set on second down. He's looking to throw. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. He wants to throw. Dumps it to the back. Caught near the sticks. It's Thomas. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. And the Rebels have it with a 1st and 10. Inside a minute to play in the half. Might we get a touchdown after all before the break? Catch in the middle. It's Thompson.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too, But don't forget, it's easier to...
He makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, UNLV.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
And the extra point is good. Kick is good. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. New Mexico State is going to enjoy the trip back to Las Cruces after a rock-solid performance. And you take care of business on the road, and you stack wins there in Aggie Memorial Stadium, and suddenly it's quite the resume.
He's got it.
It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Looking to go up top on first down. Firing to the right, complete. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup. Got some of the work done on first. Now let's see what they have on second down. He's looking to throw. Getting some heat. Pressure in his face, and he lets it fly. Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires deep toward the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score. Now on fourth down, here comes the field goal team. And he's got to find the right combination of distance and accuracy from the right hash and 45 yards out. He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And holding on to the lead, the offense will simply take a knee, and that's how we will wrap up the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, you've been calling a lively one from Logan so far. And it's been said football is a game of inches. And guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen in panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. And with that, let's send it back to our broadcast team at Maverick Stadium.
Utah State has it back, ready to go to work on offense. They start this third quarter, 1-possession game, and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
Utah State up-tempo.
He's been a matchup problem all season long. Defenses just don't know how to solve the puzzle. And with that last catch, over 500 yards receiving now on the year for him.
They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. Here's an opportunity for this offense in search of its first touchdown. It's 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the wideout. Makes the grab. He found his man and zipped it in there. They've got a first down in the red zone at the 11. From the gun, running back on the move. And the defense makes the tackle, but not before. He gets down to the 2. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Trying play action. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. On third down, he drops to throw. And he feels the heat coming and it burns him up. Another sack.
The trend continues for this offensive line from last week. They gave up 5 sacks last week. They've given up 4 today. The most important part of your offense is protecting that quarterback. They've got to do a better job.
Here comes the field goal unit. And he'll try to make it 2 for 2, this time from 35 yards away. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. From inside his own 15, let's see how far he can get. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. UNLV ready to go back to work on offense. From the gun, running back gets to give. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32.
Well, you got to give the defense a lot of credit on this play because they were doing a nice job understanding who had the football and where they were. So a nice job by the defense rallying around that ball carrier and now not giving up the first down.
Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down. The Rebels come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll try the left side. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Guys, that's the end of the quarter, and UNLV has the edge. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. And now on 2nd down for this offense. They'll leave it with him. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. And the Rebels line up to punt it away. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. A high kick trying to pin them deep. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Guys, the Utah State offense about to give it another go. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. It'd be interesting to see what happens here in the 2nd drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into phase 2 of your game plan.
The play action fake. Fires to the right. He's got an open man. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
And a late opportunity to grab the lead here. A touchdown would be huge. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. Touchdown, Utah State. And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the 4th.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
looking for the two-point try. Here comes the option. He'll toss it. Can't hit his man in the end zone. The two-point conversion fails, and it remains a 5-point game here in the fourth. No chance to return that one. A booming kickoff out of the back of the end zone. It's a touchback. Guys, the running Rebels offense ready to go back to work. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. And don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and the defense needs to come up with a stop to close this thing out. They'll throw it on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Connerly. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there. Now here on second down, see if they keep tossing it around. It's complete to the right. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. He'll come out throwing on first down. Trying to get to it. Got it in the middle, it's Moore. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first, it's at the 37.
And that's a first down for the offense.
He'll just keep slinging it. Feeling some heat. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play. This offense has a second down play. He's looking to throw. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On third and long, he has to throw for it. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. Makes the grab. It's White. Put it right on him. Sweet play. Good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. The Rebels come to the line with a new set of downs. That one never had a chance. Incomplete. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. He's got it on the move. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain. Out of the shotgun on third down. Touchdown, UNLV! And they've got the lead in the final minute.
And some of these guys make it look so easy, but these are tight windows down here, man. There's not a lot of space on the field, and he drops back, knows exactly where he's going with the football, throws it in there, makes the play, and more importantly, now his team is in the lead in the fourth quarter.
My philosophy on going for two is only when you have to. Snap in the shotgun. Incomplete on the two-point try. They tried to push this lead out to a field goal. They'll have to settle for holding a one-point lead. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Utah State sending its offense back onto the field. Throws to the wideout. It's complete. Timeout call by the offense. 24 seconds left on the clock. Comes out throwing on first down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Got to move quickly here. They need to get it to field goal range. On second down, wants to throw it. Looking to the big tight end. How about getting the foot down on that throw for the big completion? Now on first down from the 43. They'll go to the ground. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. They get the timeout called, 11 seconds remaining to play. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. They get the timeout called with 7 seconds left on the clock. Defense going to call a timeout here and give the kicker a little something to think about. Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out.
It is a nerve-wracking feeling as a football player when the game comes down to your kicker, and he has to come through. And Palmer, he comes through with flying colors.
And you know in college football, no field goal is automatic. But there's no college kicker situation here. He drills that right through the uprights. And David, it looks like his team's getting the dub.
So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. They make the stop. The coverage team up to the challenge as they put a stop to the return and an end to the game. That's the entire scenario you build up in your head in the backyard. Final drive, everything on the line, and you get the W.
So dang cool. How many times did you do it in your backyard just like that, like you're talking about, Reese, making the play to win the game on the final drive when your team needed it the most, Jesse, just coming through in the clutch.
Yeah, as players, you love this, and that's why you rep it in practice throughout the week, these 2-minute type situations late in games. What are you going to dial up? What can you go execute? What can you lean on in order to get the W here? Great job by the offense.
That's